morning, students. I am going to take your second lecture of income tax, that is BBA 403 income, under the head salary. In the last class I had completed the topic, that is introduction of salary, basic items under salary, meaning of allowances. I am going to start the topic allowances. As I have told you earlier, the meaning of allowance, that is payment made in cash. Payment made in cash by the employer to employee, monthly, other than his salary. It is a fixed sum of money paid regularly in addition to salary for the purpose of meeting some particular requirement connected with the services rendered by an employee. In short, we can say that allowances are the fixed monetary payment paid by employer to employee. For meeting out some particular requirement. Allowances may be personal or official. Allowances means payment made in cash by the employer to employee, monthly, other than his salary. In short, we can say that allowances are the fixed monetary payment paid by employer to employee for meeting out some particular requirement. Allowances may be personal or official. Now, types of allowances. Allowances may be categorized in three forms, that is taxable allowances, second allowances exempt up to a specified limit, and third fully exempted allowances. Now I am taking your first type of allowances, that is taxable allowances. The list of taxable allowances includes 10 types of allowances. Number first, dearness allowance. Dearness allowance. Second, city compensatory allowance. city compensatory allowance. Third, fixed medical allowance. Fourth, servant allowance. Servant allowance. Fifth, non practicing allowance. Next, hill allowance. Seventh, warden allowance. Eighth, deputation. Ninth, overtime allowance. And last one is other allowances. Other allowance. In types of allowance, there are three categories: taxable allowance, allowances exempt up to a specified limit, and fully exempted allowance. Taxable allowance first include dearness allowance. What is dearness allowance? In Hindi, we called it महंगाई भत्ता. डियरनेस अलाउंस मीन्स इन्फ्लेशन के साथ पैसों की जो परचेजिंग पावर जब कम हो जाती है, तो जिसके कारण गवर्नमेंट अपने एम्प्लॉयज़ को पे प्रोटेक्शन देती है. लाइक एग्जाम्पल, इफ़ एन एम्प्लॉय इज एंटरिंग इन एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन विद अ सैलरी ऑफ ₹21,000 एंड आफ्टर 1 and 2 ईयर ऑफ 21,000 की वो वैल्यू कम हो जाती है ड्यू टू इन्फ्लेशन. उस इन्फ्लेशन के कारण उस 21,000 को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट एक अलाउंस देती है जिसे हम डियरनेस अलाउंस कहते हैं. सेकंड, सिटी कंपनसेटरी अलाउंस. व्हाट इज सिटी कंपनसेटरी अलाउंस? व्हाट वी मीन बाय दिस? सिटी कंपनसेटरी अलाउंस मीन्स दिस अलाउंस इज पेड टू एम्प्लॉयज हु आर पोस्टेड इन बिग सिटीज. द पर्पस इज टू कंपनसेट द हाई कॉस्ट ऑफ लिविंग in cities like Delhi, Mumbai. However, it is called fully taxable. Taxable allowances means all these allowances are fully taxable under the head income from salary. Next is fixed medical allowance. Fixed medical allowance is also fully taxable. Next is servant allowance. It is fully taxable even if it is given to a low paid employee. Servant allowance, it is taxable for all categories of employees. Next is non-practicing allowance. It is generally given to those medical doctors who are in government service and they are banned from doing private practice. It is to compensate them for this ban. So, non-practicing allowance is also fully taxable. Hill allowance, it is given to employees working in hilly areas on account of the high cost of living in hilly areas as compared to plains. It is fully taxable if the place is located at least then 1,000 meter height from sea level. Next is warden allowance. These allowances are given in educational institutions for working as a warden of the hostel and or working as proctor in the institution. These allowances are also fully taxable. Next is deputation allowance. When an employee is sent from his permanent place of service to some other place or institution or organization on deputation for a temporary period, he is given this allowance. It is also fully taxable. Next is overtime allowance. When an employee works for extra hour over and above his normal hour of duty, he is given overtime allowance as extra wages. It is also fully taxable. Other allowances include family allowance to armed personnel while on the field without family, project allowance, marriage allowance, rural allowance, telephone allowance, educational allowance, dinner allowance, health allowance, holiday allowance, special qualification allowance. These are fully taxable unless specifically exempted. All these examples are these are example of fully taxable allowance. In our next class, we will cover our second category of allowances, that is allowances exempt up to a specified limit. Thank you so much.